Hey guys, this is a general reading for Pisces for Sun, Moon, Rising. Um, it's going to be for pretty much from almost all of March, but I'm also going to include the April energy in this. So this will be more towards the later half of March and April of 2020 in the energy of this reading. So again, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have significant Pisces in your chart, if you're just drawn to this reading, if you're cross-watching for, somebody else who's a Pisces, whatever. If this does not resonate with you or for more of a complete picture, please check out my other readings that I either already have out or I will be putting out in the future of all these places I just said. Energy is fluid, so this could have already happened. It could be happening now. It could happen in the future. I can read this as love. It could be career. I could read this as you. It could be somebody else close to you or significant to you. So just take what fits and leave the rest. Like, don't make it fit if it doesn't. Sorry, I'm having like allergy or sinus issues draining, so forgive me if you hear it nasally. But thank you for those of you who also contribute in all ways. Like those of you who ask about donations, thank you so much for the reciprocity of energy, or if this helped you, for readings and services, the shamanic services. I love connecting with you guys like that. And also, so for both those situations, all the information is in the description box below. My PayPal information, my email information, all the services, read the disclaimer. The only thing I don't have up there yet is the shamanic services. So if you're interested in that, just email me. But also if you, like, say you can't donate or you don't have the money for services right now, which stay tuned because every now and then I do free service giveaways. But please know that you're liking and sharing the videos and commenting, even though I usually heart all of them, but if I can't, I read all of them, and I love connecting you guys' energies. That's your way of also donating to me, because it helps contribute to the channel and grow the channel, and it helps spread the message and the videos spread and everything. So if you can't donate or do a service, please like the video and comment on the video. I would make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. I have more stuff coming out. I just literally have to have time to get together to put them together to come out, about more of different phases of the journey and different things. So just make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell. Double check you're subscribed, because I've had some people saying that they thought they were and it like removed them, and I noticed some of my subscribers, like a chunk of them had been taken out. So I don't know the deal or why, but make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell. But please like and comment on the video, maybe even share it to spread the message. But all right, so Pisces, let me kind of tap into your energy real quick. I'm just going to start, actually, because I feel like most of it's going to be through channeling. In the center of your reading, you have the Devil. So you could be dealing with somebody or attached to somebody that's more of devilish energies. A lot of what I got with this was it was more of really what you were going through internally. So it could be you're internally dealing with this because of someone you're attached to, and you really don't want to. Like, you want it to be more like this. I mean, but it's more like this. Sorry. But think this is more like you're dealing with stuff inside of you. And it could be because you're in a partnership. It could be because of a job, or you're dealing with stuff inside. That's just really what keeps coming up. Some of your like lower energies, whether it's your lower chakras, your root chakras, security, addictions, just your whole way of being and thinking. It's really in a stuck or a lower vibe. And what's crossing you or influencing you is the Lovers. I mean, if you look at that, it's like this. But I mean, look how similar, these are. You literally have the masculine and the feminine, and you have the masculine and the feminine, and you have the masculine looking at the feminine, masculine looking at the feminine. The only difference, also you have, you know, it's more like the devil here, and then you have an angel here, or higher self, whatever you want to look at it. One of the biggest differences, also there's chains, no chains. Also, in this one, she's looking up, and in this one, she's looking forward. So that's good, I guess, considering the one above this would be the devil. But I think you're trying to get into higher energies and be able to look more above for guidance. Like, you might feel so dark and stuck right now that you feel like you don't have anyone to look for guidance. And that you're just kind of stuck where you are and you're having a hard time navigating that. And the vibe I get from it, this is what's crossing you. Like, you really actually do have it. They are here and available to you. But there's stuff within yourself that's blocking your perception from seeing that. And you're having to go in and kind of rely on yourself in this moment. And I think that's one of the reasons that you do feel so alone and so stuck in that way, is that in a way this kind of has been in your mind taken from you. Like, where did all my guidance go? You know, where's my support system? Like, what is going on right now? You know, just the carpet being pulled out from underneath you. And that's not really the way it is. It's more of a perception, just to let you know. But it's because you're now going through a phase where it's asking you to mostly like lean on yourself. They're there, don't get me wrong. But you're having to strengthen certain parts of yourself that you haven't had to work on or strengthen or look into before, whether it's discipline, responsibility, certain ways of thinking, certain things you might want to do or not want to do. And it's just not a part that you can lean on somebody else at this time. You know, you might be going through a dark night of the soul right now. And although spirit is always with you during that time, when somebody goes through a dark night of the soul, like, there is no not feeling alone. There is no not feeling confused. Like, you are, because you're exploring a part of yourself that you really would rather not explore. But it's just because your fear makes it seem darker and scarier, and that's why I said lower chakras, like you're definitely your bottom 3 chakras, but especially your root. But you're also having to navigate those sides of you. It's almost like here's your lower chakras and here's your higher chakras. And this is what's hindering or blocking you or whatever. So sometimes this can be a help and sometimes this can be a hindrance. I get that this is there, but for some reason, something or someone triggered you into this mode. This is still here. It's just something's being worked through here. And you're just working through it. Let's see if I can pull something on it to see. You just feel stuck. I think your security is questioned. I think you feel very alone. I think you feel in a situation that you don't want to be in, or maybe you feel like you have to be in. That there's no help, there's no lighter energies, there's no love, and there is. It's just there's something you have to see, whether it's something you literally, like you have the Wheel of Fortune, you're getting out of. Some of you might be getting out of this maybe soon and becoming single. But either way, this feels like an internal journey to me. So yes, there's going to be external things going on around it, but it feels very much like an internal energy. Tell me about the devil. Making some type of decision and moves and action, and it's forcing you to do that. Like, so you have the King of Swords, King of Wands reversed, and the Fool. Like, you've made the decision. You're not, some of you, this might actually be a person or a thing. Like, that you're around somebody who is very manipulative all around themselves. Like, they have the devil type energy. I mean, you both do. You're both in it. But you really want this higher lovers type energy. And it did go from the Wheel of Fortune to the Nine of Cups. So some of you might actually be becoming single soon, or starting on some new venture or some new journey. Whatever this is that you're going through right now, it's something that's meant to be. You are supposed to be going through this right now, and it's actually for your benefit. It's to help you work through some of your lower chakra issues and your fears, so that they could be released and transmuted into higher type of energy, but to help you move forward. You have 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 10 of Swords, yeah, the Star. So there's something you have to be walking away from, whether it's externally or even emotionally, internally, to go and find yourself and let go of something that also either causes you the 10 of Swords energy, or to feel like you're being stabbed in the back, or just that way of thinking within yourself that just keeps going around and around, and to put you back on the path you're supposed to go on. There's something you needed to release or work through or transmute. And I feel like that's what you're doing right now. And I've already described the Lover's energy. I want you to know, for those of you who feel like you're alone, you're not alone, and you are being guided. This is something that's actually for your betterment. It's something that you're supposed to go through right now. So just know that this is a temporary phase. Even if it seems like it's going to go on forever and ever, or if you're drowning in it and you don't know how to get out, absolutely be on your own in the Hermit energy enough to reflect, but please don't isolate yourself completely. This is not a time to completely isolate yourself or not know when to ask for help, you know, to learn how to receive from people who are actually good for you and can help you navigate this. But yes, you are probably going to have to spend most of your time alone because you're working through something and you only want to be in your energies during this. So it helps with confusion. But you do also want to be around enough to ask for help and to also not drown so much in it, you know. In the foundation of your reading, you have the Two of Swords. So I think you're really blocking yourself off. And unfortunately also because of this, I think there's a lot that you're not seeing. Like I said, Pisces a lot of times, so it's great that Pisces tends to know when to go into their own space. The problem is that I notice a lot of Pisces, or at least ones that are still working through some stuff, they tend to not know when to stop isolating themselves, and they tend to get stuck there or like drown in what's going on with themselves, or what once at one time gave them some clarity because they then got in their own energy and was able to figure some things out. They then stayed there too long, and then their energy started going in their head, and then they got mentally stuck and then became confused and sometimes end up worse than how they were before they actually started doing it. So I feel like you're kind of going through another phase of a cycle. Hopefully this is something that helps you to get out of it and stay out of it, or not stay so long. But a lot of what I'm getting here is that, you know, you guys were starting to go through something, you knew to pull back, but I think you guys, I could be wrong, but maybe actually you're isolating too much and you're kind of getting stuck where you are, and you're turning something that was good for you for a minute into something that you stayed in it too long, and now it's starting to hinder you and make you worse off than when you decided to do it in the first place. Because you actually have energies around you that are trying to help you and bring in new energy for you and help you out, probably to the same problems that you're isolating because of, and you're just not doing it. So just be wary of that. In your past, you have the Chariot and you have the Eight of Pentacles. Again, like I said, I think you pulled back. I think you got in your own energy to figure things out and to get your mind right, get yourself right, and move forward and work on that. I think you've stayed there too long. It became a bit too repetitive. You are a mutable sign. You can't stay in one thing. It doesn't work well for you. You need to learn to flow with the tide, like an ocean, right? That's your jam all over it right there, like an ocean. But somehow you've become a lake. And it's because you've been resisting the tides. And one tide brought you into the ocean. And I feel like another tide came to bring you back to shore. And you said no. Or you were so drowning in it, you didn't go. Because when you feel horrible like that, the last thing you want to do is be around people. Not realizing that that's exactly what can help bring you out of it. You don't have to be dependent on it. You don't have to stay there. But it's the tide, right? Let the tide bring you to people to refresh the energy. Give some of those issues to the land. Let the land take it. Help you filter it. You don't have to do it all yourself. And then go back to the ocean. Go back with the tide. Reflect some more. Get back in your own energy. Remember who you are. And then when you decide what's not yours from sitting in the emotions and the water, take the tide back to the earth and give it to Mother Earth. Give back what's not yours. That's really what would help you to do, is to go like the tides back and forth. You know, the tides go from the ocean to the earth, to the land, to the ocean, to the land. Like, go back to the water, reflect, look at your emotions. What's yours? Figure it out. Take the ride back to the earth. Give it to Mother Earth. Let her take what's not yours. Then when it's time to go, I keep mixing together time and tide. When it's time to go back, look again. This, just so you know, will be the rest of your life. Maybe less frequent as you get older and have more elder wisdom. But this will be for the rest of your life. So don't think you're like, this is not always going to be. This is always going to be. But for some reason, something got triggered in you and you're like stuck out in the ocean and you're becoming a lake. Or you think you're a lake. It's not real. Like, you can't really see. But you're like not flowing with the tides. There's a reason. I mean, I don't know any other sign that really takes on the ocean as much as a Pisces does. Like, yes, Cancer's about the moon. The moon moves the tides. To me, Scorpio is the deep, deep, deep water. Cancer may be the tides or all of it. I don't really know. Either way, you guys are the vastness of the ocean. You're all of it. But you're forgetting about the tides. Like, you're not knowing how, like, I'm surprised the moon card is not here, because this really has like moon energy all over it. And the moon controls, the gravity of it controls the tides. It creates the tides. Maybe that's why we don't have the moon. Maybe because you don't have any tides. But they're there. Trust me. We don't need to bring in the moon because you've already got it. Just for some reason, you're not honoring that. All right. So I'm going to go off that instead of beating a dead horse. But come back to the land, Pisces. Come back to the land. Give to the land what is not yours. Give to the land what you don't want anymore. Stop holding all of it and drowning in it. You're literally going to become the first fish that has ever drowned. Okay? I don't know. Maybe there are fish that have drowned. I don't know, but you get what I'm saying. In your thoughts, you have, or crowning, you have Knight of Wands and Five of Swords. So here you are now, because you missed a lot of the tides. You're like, no, I'm not going. Please remember you're a mutable sign. You are mutable. Here's your mutable trying to come in. You're not a fixed sign. You're not supposed to stay out there. You're supposed to go and flow like the tides, back and forth, back and forth. These are mutable energies. So you get it. It's building up in your mind because you're not acting them out. They're building up in your mind. Let's go. But here's the mental screwery. Maybe you're like, no, I'm going to stay alone. Maybe these people, you've either fought them off. Maybe they walked away from you. I'm not sure. But I know you're all up in your head. And your energy's trying to get you to go. Where? Back to the land. Here's your land. Here's your water. Here's your land. And these people have been trying to get you to come back to the land. I know they're going towards the water, but you get what I'm saying. They're trying to get you to come back to the land. They could be working against you. I don't know. Either way, they're trying to get you to do something. So you're either walking away from somebody else and you're beating them off, and that's why you're in a crappy place. And or, because it can be both, you've had some people trying to come and help you and remind you to come back to the land and figure things out. And you're like, no, I'm not going. I mean, you might even be resisting the water at this point and not trying to be in any of them, which is why you're probably drowning in the water. But either way, these are very mutable energies. And because you're not honoring them in your body and in your energy space, they're building up in your head. So I don't know. I'm probably going to call this reading, Come Back, Pisces. Come back. We'll see what ends up happening on that. So for your likely future, you have the Hangman. Well, you have the Four of Cups and the Hangman. And then you have, I guess it would be like this. I don't know which way you're looking at it. Read it going this way. So you have the Four of Cups, you have the Hangman, and then you have kind of separated off the Knight of Pentacles. So here's you distancing yourself, just indifferent to everything else. Also ignoring your new stuff trying to come in for you. Again, another isolation, maybe sacrifice or whatever. You're trying to see things from a different point of view. Like you're really, really viewing people or interactions or whatever as something that's going to further confuse you. You may be right. So always follow your own intuition. I don't agree with that at this point. Just from my point of view, I think that that's one of the reasons that it's gotten so bad for you and you're quite stuck right now. Especially since there's a difference between knowing who to get away from sometimes, but sometimes people, you know, might actually be good for you or can help you relieve some of those energies or help you see things from a different point of view, which is what you're trying to do. So you might actually be blocking off this same offer that might be helping you see things from a different point of view because you're obviously stuck, you know, from moving forward. So I do think you get there eventually, though. It's just kind of a question of how long or how bad do you want it to get. And I'm not saying this is something for you to rush. You don't ever try to rush the dark night of the soul if that's what you're in. What I am saying to you is that you do have resources that you can count on right now that will help you or help your point of view to where then you could start to move forward. Even if it's slow, you could still get there. You're going to get there anyway, so don't lose hope, okay? Because you are going to get there. This is a phase of learning about yourself. But there are resources that you are not utilizing, and that is coming up very strong. Same as here, where you're like, oh, where are they? Well, maybe Spirit, because you're so blocked off and your walls are so up due to whatever fear you're in right now, you can't see them. So they might be actually trying to guide you back to earthly things. Maybe the earth angels. So sometimes when they can't get through to you, they'll use earth angels. Have you had any earth angels or something of that sort trying to reach out to you and get you out, get you talking again, and get you doing things again because you need help? And you're looking at it like, well, this is all of what confused me in the first place. Yeah, you did need to go clear your energies. You did need to figure out what was yours and not yours. But now you're just stuck in the depths of all that and you're drowning in it. And it seems like maybe you've been having some earth angels being sent to you and you've been blocking them off. And they're trying to help you come and shift your perception. You will get there on your own, like I said. So if you choose not to do this, it's fine. It's just going to get really sucky. And it's going to, it's just going to get sucky. And that's fine. That's what your journey needs. You know what I mean? So that's totally fine. And just because someone helps you doesn't mean you're not going to see those things about yourself or you're not going to have the same lessons. That's just the journey you chose to take. Either way, I do think whatever way you go about it, you are going to be moving forward. How you see yourself right now, you have the 7 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. You are confused. You do not know which way to build. You don't. You might maybe having money issues. You don't know how to build your money. You don't know where to put your time. You just see so many options and yet no option at the same time. There's so many things, but none of them seems to really call to you or be for you, or you just don't know. I remember when I was in my dark night of the soul, it was like if you asked me anything, I literally couldn't think. I would just start crying because I don't know. I went to such a childlike state, I just wanted to cry, and then I'm like, maybe just to keep myself busy, I'll get some coloring pencils and a coloring book. And my husband went with me and he's like, all right, do you want to go get this now? Which ones do you want? And I literally just started crying. And was like, I don't know. I literally could not make any informed decision or thought process to make a simple decision as what coloring book and coloring pencils do I want. So I'm not saying that's where you are. It might be. But what I'm saying is when you get so stuck like that, you can have a million things around you and yet none at the same time. And that's, I feel, where you are. I think you're just like, I know I need to do something. I know I need to build. I either need money or I need to start investing in something or I need to start building something or whatever. And you have no idea which way to go about this. Well, I'm going to pull a card on that to see, but I just don't think you do. Tell me about the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, you don't know how to move forward. 2 of Wands, which came up earlier. You don't know what decision to make to build, invest, or move forward. Whether it's money-wise, whether it's life decision-wise, whether it's family-wise, whatever. What's in your environment is the Knight of Cups and the High Priestess. You could have someone around you, again, who has that Knight of Wands reversed and devil-like energy. They could be a type of player, a lot of secrets. Not very emotionally evolved. You could also have a lot of people trying to come to you, that they're trying to offer love and help you out. And you're just in this high priestess mode. So yeah, you're like all stuck up in your emotions, but you're just not really talking or being kind of secretive. You're trying to search for higher knowledge. You're really trying to find your true path and your true way. Some of you, too, could reject people or somebody so much they just walk away from you, which I had said earlier. So this Knight of Pentacles could also be people just being like, all right, fine. So it's either and or. Like I said, some people are dealing with a type of player like environment or a person or environment. Or you're having issues emotionally evolving and tapping into your intuition, or you have people coming to you trying to help you out. There's definitely a very big like emotionally maturing process going on here though, and really finding out like who you are and moving through some blockages. How your environment views you is the Magician. So I think they see you trying. Like you're for sure trying. You're just like a fish out of water though. Tell me about the Magician. Like you're not going anywhere is what I meant. Yeah, I mean, you have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Page of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. You're just stuck. Like, you don't know what to do. You're not in your highest form. No judgment on that. You're just not. You're definitely working through your lower energies. I mean, you're trying to figure it out. You're curious. You're thinking. You're looking in the past. You're looking to the future. Like, you're just... Your mind is going a million miles an hour. I might also be what this means too. Like how this is just flighty and this is flighty like in the mental games. Like you might be so mentally all over the place that you are just screwing yourself. And hence I think that like people around you. You like probably don't know who to trust. You're like, I've got to do this for myself. I have to figure this out. And you're also keeping your earth angels away from you. And that's fine. But like I said, you go to the depths when you do that. Just so you know. I mean, and if you feel like you need to go there, then go there. You'll get out. But you're just really going to go to some depths. And hopefully you don't like rack up a lot of stuff in the process. Like hopefully you really work through it. But just know you actually do have these resources, because that might at the very least help you with not having a victim mentality of saying that everything's left you and has gone away. It hasn't. Your spiritual assistance, it's there. I think you're just very blocked off right now because you're blocking your intuition. You're really in your head. And you can't see it. Your own fear walls have come up, so they've blocked you from it. It seems darker. And I just think you're also blocking your earth angels out, however that is trying to come into you. You're blocking it out. So, just saying. What's in your hopes? Surprise, surprise. 7 of Wands. You're blocking it out. They could be coming to mess with you too. But at least you're on the land though. But you're staying stuck. And this is your hopes. Not only to keep things away from you, because you feel like you're somewhat on a higher ground, I don't know what happened that put you here. It's going to be different for everybody. So if you want to know, hit me up for personal readings on how to navigate this. This is probably going to be too hard because everybody's can be different. This is a general reading. Something about you is making you think that it's safer being on your own right now. And I guess it helped to get you on this little piece of land. But it is no longer working for you. You are now like starting on the deteriorating side of things. Just saying. Let's pull a card on it and see. Tell me about the Seven of Wands. Yeah. You're putting yourself in an uncomfortable position and you're trying to see things from a different point of view. I just really get the vibe it's not. It's gonna bring you to some crazy depths. Yeah, Five of Wands. I don't know who you were around or what happened around you, but you are in such a level of just like crap going on around you. Either competition, crappy energies, really competitive or distrustful. Somebody just that you can't trust. That's why you have the Knight in your environment. You have the Knight of Cups and the High Priestess. It's like, did you not see something before, like on here in your foundation? Did you not see something that was really like, whoa? And now you just gone into all your own stuff, like trying to like really see things about yourself and the world. That what it like, it's like I missed something. I missed something about myself, or I missed something about other people, or maybe it's just too much action you don't want to deal with. Maybe it was too much. So you pulled yourself away. Yeah. And then you went to the Magician mode. To do by yourself. Whether you become single or whether you just go into your own energy and you're like, I'll just figure it out on my own. There's something about like it became too much for you to handle, or you couldn't trust it or something. And I'm not saying you can't trust your own energy. It's just you've gone to such a place that you really don't even want to get out of it. Yeah, on the bottom of the deck. Like you really don't want to. You're blocking off this balance and this doing stuff. So on one hand, you've backed away because something became too much. Whatever it is. But then you're also blocking off the solution. In your fears, you have Two of Pentacles, Judgment, Strength, and the Fool. You really don't want to make a decision and call upon these parts of yourself that need to come up and do what it needs to do, because it's going to be difficult. There is a part of yourself, discipline-wise and responsibility-wise, that I don't think you're ready to face or address right now. And something kind of has been brought to you to where you have to, because that's another thing too that this also represents is decisions. The next card after this is the Chariot, which means that your masculine and feminine side are in alignment. Your higher self and lower self are in alignment. Mind, body, soul is in alignment. This is not being in alignment to where you're somewhat blocked off between your higher self. Like, see how she's looking up? There, it's like being caught between your lower desires, your human desires, your old self desires, and your higher self or your new self perspective. Because the next one after this would be the Chariot, which would mean that all of you are in alignment, mind, body, soul, higher self, lower self, feminine, masculine, all of that. And this is what you're working through. This is what you're having to look at right now. This is like higher self. What did you come here to do? What are you doing? Are you doing it? I don't know. This sucks, but I want to stay here right now. There's something about it still serving you. Whether you don't want to take the action, whether you don't want to do the responsibility, whether you don't want to do this discipline, whether you don't want to sacrifice. And what's funny about it, here's the funny part. Ironic, not funny. The ironic part is that you're resisting it, which is causing so much pain. I understand this energy, so don't think I'm judging you because I've had to work through this. I still am, but I've worked through it a lot. Baby steps. That's how it doesn't become too overwhelming. Baby steps. You're sacrificing, not just doing it. So it's getting so dark for you. But yet, you're sacrificing in another way. So like follow me on this mental pattern here. You're not sacrificing to just do it and try it out. Because you're like, well, that's going to suck. And not seeing the benefits that would come with it and allow it to work itself out and see. Yet you're sacrificing in a way that's actually more painful. Like, please see that. A lot of the pain that you're going through right now and a lot of the darkness is your doing. Yes, it would have sucked. I mean, in short-term viewpoint. Yes, it would be uncomfortable. But the only reason it became that uncomfortable is due to your resistance. So now you're not even doing what you were doing before. You're still like viewing yourself as sacrificing. But instead of you going on your path and doing what your higher self or higher mission, whatever it is, whatever this is that's trying to get you to do, whatever this decision is, instead of just doing it and sacrificing for a split second for the greater longevity of it all, you're holding on to it and you're sacrificing by pulling away and saying, I got to figure out what it is. You already know what it is. You just haven't made the decision to do it. You're fearing this decision. You're fearing this rebirth, this coming to, this letting the old, that's why they're in coffins, letting the old part of yourself go and die and letting the new part of you come to, knowing that it's going to be a little bit of work. It's going to take some discipline. You're really going to have to calm a part of yourself. And it's that child part that doesn't want to be told no, or that doesn't want to have to do what they have to do, or to be made, well, that's up to you. But it's going to become really uncomfortable anyways, and you're going to have to do it anyways. But how big of a hole do you want to dig yourself out of when you have to do it? Because literally the reason, like, let's be honest, part of the reason you're not wanting to do it is because you're viewing it as work. You don't want to do it. Like, you want to just be able to, like, relax and be, like, dream world or whatever it is you want to do in, like, Pisces la la land. I don't say that disrespectfully. I say that because I have that. Not only do Tauruses daydream a lot, but so do Pisces. They love the dream world. They can make amazing, like, creative arts and stuff because of that. So utilize it to your advantage, okay? But, you know, I mean, I'm just saying, whenever I resist those energies, it gets really, really, really dark. And then it confirms why I wanted to do it in the first place. Because I'm like, see, it is hard. This is why I didn't want to do it. And it's like, no, honey, it wouldn't have been that bad if you would have just did it right away instead of making it like snowball into this huge problem. But this is a part of you you're not wanting to address. I'm not sure why. just so know that you can keep that childlike creation and that childlike essence. It actually becomes stronger when you do this. I really had to work with my mind and trick my mind into doing this stuff. I understand this. When you resist, though, it actually like shuts that same part of yourself down that you're trying to preserve. And that's why, in a way, like, maybe you just need to trust this. Like, have faith, have trust, decide to trust this. Because maybe part of you is scared. You're working through some fear issues, some trust issues. And you think that, like, you know better and that you're trying to preserve it. And really what it's trying to say is, I know you like that part, and I'm trying to help you expand it. But you have to trust me to do that. And you're going to have to put in a little work to do that. But I'm going to show you how the same thing that you love can actually become bigger. It can become greater, and it can expand. And you can play in it even more than you already think you can. But you have to trust to do that. And you're really working through a lot of your fear and your trust issues. And you're going back and forth over that which you already know. You may not know exactly how to work it out or what it's going to look like, but you already know the decision you need to make. You're just having a problem making it and letting that other part of yourself go, because it's going to take some work, and it's going to take some discipline, and it's going to take some strength to get you to this new beginning. You're blocking your new beginning. You're blocking your rebirth. You're blocking you. You're blocking the expansion of the very, very thing you're trying to preserve. Ain't that some shit? Write this down. You write this down. Sorry, I'm in a weird mood today. Just bear with me. I also wrote something down the last time. I laid these cards out for a couple days, and life just took a hold of me. And it says something like, everybody's got something to say. But what do you have to say? So let that hit you, however that's supposed to hit you. What do you have to say? Do you know? Everyone has all this stuff to tell you. Maybe that's why you've so backed away. Is because at one time everybody had something to say. So many people got in your ear, and so many people got in your mind, and so many people got in your energy and your thoughts. And it really confused you. And you had to back away and get in your own energy. And like I said, for a minute, I think it served you. And then I think it was too much. And I also think things went haywire around you. And then you just really got lost. Excuse me. You have all these duality type energies playing out. You have it in your mind, yet it's in your fears. And you fear what you're thinking. You fear what's in your mind. You fear what you're going through. The main reason you're fearing it is because you're resisting it. You're not trying to just go see. You're not trying to go play in it. You're not trying to see what it's about. You're trying to block it away. And like I said, because of that, you're blocking out your earth angels and your help and your epiphany and your realization. But you're also blocking out the very expansion of the thing you're trying to preserve. When you block out all this stuff, you're blocking out your own energies. I had a dream the other night that There was a bunch else to it. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I do remember one part of it. For some reason, I was standing on a bridge. And when I really just let my energy go and I stopped trying to resist and I just saw my energy just get huge. I mean, it got huge and just expanded. I think I even like had wings. I'm not sure, but I know my energy got like huge. And it was of light and in a golden light, and I could feel my power. I could feel everything about me. And I started to like levitate or float in a standing, like I was standing up, but I started floating and standing above the bridge. I don't know exactly what that signifies. I really got it as when I stopped trying to, out of fear, protect myself or keep my walls up and keep myself diminished, I'll really come into my power and I'll really start to fly. But it didn't happen until I released that resistance. Everything takes work, even your own stuff that's fun that you want to play and grow on. But if you like it, then expand it. And sometimes that goes through uncomfortable things. Sometimes it takes a certain level of trust. It took trust in that moment for me to let my guard and my walls down so that my energy could really expand and shine. And when I made myself vulnerable in that way to let my guard down around the right situation, of course, I'm not telling you to go around things that are bad for you and do this, but it's really when I really came into my own and when I really became happy and embraced that and really just became me. So in your likely outcome, you have the Ace of Cups. And yes, people can see this as like a love offer, blah, blah, blah. But I think this is you coming into you. I think it's you being so full. This is your 9th cup. This is you being so full that it's just overflowing within yourself. So it is coming. You might have to go to some depths, really, really dark depths to get there. Or you can get out a little quicker and let your love angels in, your earth angels. If you'll know who they are. If people have been trying to rock you in not a great way, I'm not necessarily talking about them. But if you have other people that were not associated to what happened to this in the first place, and they might have felt it, or were trying to reach out to you, or just see if you're okay, or give you a different point of view, or whatever, they're not part of maybe what caused this in the first place. Maybe they are. That could be perception, but you get what I'm saying. You'll know what I'm talking about. This is for you that I'm saying, like, even if it's not a person, I mean, even if it's angels, or animals, even if it's going somewhere, whatever, like, you need to move forward and you need to do something. If not, you will be all right. You're going to end up where you need to be. But like I said, it's up to you how much it goes, how deep you go, how bad it gets. You're going to do the work anyways. You're going to have to climb out of that hole that you've just put yourself into. And it's okay. But I'd start climbing now so that it doesn't get so like, and so you can get to like the funner part sooner. I mean, definitely embrace the more difficult sides, but this that you're fearing is what you need to look right at right now. This is a fear you need to face. right now. Face the fear of making this decision. A decision, really at this point, I don't want to say any decision, but almost anyone that has a risk of looking pretty decent for you. And then if it doesn't work out, then just shift to the other one. I mean, who cares? You're moving, you know? But face the fear of making this decision, making this judgment, allowing yourself to come through. Just deal with and bite the bullet of what comes up. It's going to strengthen you. It's going to benefit you. It's going to help you be more concrete in yourself. And it's going to throw you into this fun new beginning. And the energy is going to get a crap ton lighter. And then you start your new cycle. I think you skipped some steps is also why you're stuck. I think you tried to skip and go right to manifesting. And that's why you're stuck. That's why you're sitting there in the magician energy. You tried to skip the completion of an old cycle. That's why you're resisting. So that makes sense. That's why you're resisting this decision to end this old cycle. When you go through a judgment, so that the judgment, it's literally like a rebirth. I mean, it's literally like the death of something and the emergence of something new. It's seeing it. It's hearing the call, making the decision. And after this is the world, which then completely ends that, puts it into practice, and catapults you into the Fool energy. Yet you're sitting there in the Magician, which comes after the Fool. And you haven't even made it to the Judgment, the World, the Fool. What comes before Judgment? What is that, 2019? Is that the Sun? Have you had the realization? No, you're in the Moon. 18 was Moon. Yeah. 19 is the Sun. Yeah, 18 is the Moon. I don't know if you're still healing. If you're in the stars position, you might be healing. And then kind of like right in between the stars of healing. Because I think you have Tower. Something came and shifted something. Maybe you haven't had the Tower yet. Maybe you need to have the Tower. Because you would go from the Tower to, I think, then the stars, right? 16, 17, yeah. I think you had the Tower, though. I do. And I think you're trying, like you're stuck holding on to something. You're like literally stuck while holding on to something while trying to heal. It's almost like if you could allow the Devil card and the Star card and the Moon card to have a baby, that's where you are. Like, you're holding on and not trusting and working through a lot of those lower energies because you're having to heal through them. And it's causing you a lot of confusion and Moon energy. Therefore, you haven't had the epiphany yet, because that's why you're trying to get in this Hanged Man position, is to have this epiphany. To then take you from the Sun to Judgment to the World to Fool, and then you can go to Magician. You're trying to skip a bunch of steps. Like, you're trying to avoid doing some of the hard work or take some level of discipline or responsibility that you're wanting to take, and you're trying to create without doing this. I would not do that if I was you. I really wouldn't. You're going to end up right back here, or you're going to really go to some depths. I mean, it's trying to clear some stuff without inside of you and to have like, here's understanding. And you have to go within to do this. I don't think you're quite there yet. But you have to try something new. Because some part of you doesn't feel good or strong enough, or you don't want to do it. You have certain things you want to do. You wanted to do it a certain way. But it's like your word doesn't matter. Or it's not important enough. I think you saw things differently than somebody else. Or what you wanted was somewhat different than somebody else. For sake of time, I'm not going to lift all these cards up. And here's your chaos. Here's your tower energy. This is where something came and knocked it all down. And something was said, or a message, that might actually be bringing you closer to yourself and love. It's like you're trying to preserve this playful, loving, true to yourself part of you. So you kind of like shut down and you're overly protecting it. But it's the very thing that's trying to get you to embrace those energies. And I know it sounds weird, but it is. It's trying to get you to get in a way where you can open that energy up and have discipline to expand it into more areas of your life. Instead of just being like a little playful, like a child playing at home way. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool and all, but can you bring that into the world? Can you help people with it? Can you expand your energy? I think that's why I told you about the bridge, was like having faith to expand. And you're really trying to like really grip down and hold it, because you think if you go back and do what you think this is trying to get you to do, you think that side of you is going to go away, or you're not going to be your true, genuine self. No. It can. I mean, if you let other people like rule you or whatever, then I guess it could. But can you be creative and disciplined enough to find a way to where you can now embrace this new part of yourself with that stuff that you love and just expand it into your everyday life to where it brings value to your life and value to others' lives? But it's going to take discipline. It's going to take responsibility. It's going to take dedication, consistency, which is not usually somebody's strong suit who has mutable energies. Can you find that balance between remaining mutable yet having consistency and like dedication and responsibility? In this way, what you're wanting to keep that keeps you playful. It's going to be different for everybody. So again, you have to have obedience, kind of like exactly what I was saying. Strength to hold the beauty, the individuality, seeing the light in it. I'm not going to go through these because it's exactly what I just said. There's something you're really wanting, and you're wanting to stay true to yourself, and you want to move forward with that, but you feel trapped, and it's something you really, really want, and you want to do it because it makes you feel right at home. It makes you feel belonged. It makes you feel like it's your soul just shining out. And something about you is making you think, something was said or done around you that makes you think, I can't do that, or it's not safe for me to do that. And you're shutting down because you're trying to persevere to keep even the smallest part of your genuine self. But the illusion is that you can do this. You have to have faith to expand it. But that means you're also going to have to work on you, on that part that's like that inner child that's like, no, I don't want to do that. But you're going to have to mother it. You're going to have to father it. You're going to have to bring on that level of consistency, dedication, responsibility, obedience, all of that, in persevering in what you love to play and do, and let it grow so it's a value of you to others. It's literally, if you can use these energies properly, it's trying to help you expand these energies, not remove or limit these energies. Okay? I want you to know that. I feel like I'm repeating right now. I know I may not be flowing in my normal way. I'm in a lot of shifting of energy right now. So I'm going to pull one more card and then we're going to go. I got to go. I got to run somewhere real quick. But I hope you believe me on this. If you need help with this, please hit me up for a service, whether it's a reading, a one-on-one session, maybe even a shamanic service, like an illumination to illuminate like what's going on in your energy field that's blocking these energies, or a soul retrieval that maybe you have a contract that's blocking you, a shadow contract, or a part of your soul essence that wants to come back and help you with this. Or you just need help with your perception or to get you out of being unstuck or whatever. I don't know. But I'm telling you, if you navigate these energies properly, that you're sitting in a gold mine. Is that the right word? I think so. And if you can use this same energy you're trying to protect right now, you can expand like no other. Doing exactly this. But right now, with your resistance, you're actually limiting it, and you're making more of your fears become a reality. And you're going to make it even more the reason why you're going to think you have to stop it and do something else. I don't know how this is going to apply to you. Apply this to your life as necessary. Give me guidance for Pisces. That's funny. Rebirth. Reinvent yourself. Give life to your dreams. Create a new reality. Exactly. You're literally blocking your rebirth. And you think you have to protect these energies because they're going to go away or someone's trying to stop you. And just because you're not wanting to look at I have to work on maybe the adulting part of myself and expand in different ways and learn new things and maybe do things for a short minute that I don't want to do so I can do what I do want to do for a longer period, you're resisting that. And you're creating yourself pain and confusion, and you're creating yourself more blocks, and you're actually making it to where what you want to do, you're not going to be able to do, or it's going to be even harder for you to do, instead of just doing it and working on the stuff and getting it going. Please stop doing that. Is there any more that wants to go? You have innocence. Take time to play. Nurture your inner child. Live with a childlike sense of wonder. Dude, it's like exactly as I'm saying. I think I'm going to leave it here because, right, like, at this point, I'm just going to be like nailing it into you. Abundance. Enjoy the bounty of life. Your supply is unlimited. Blessings are coming. If you allow this rebirth and you go through the strength and the discipline to use your inner child in a different way. Not use, but you get what I'm saying. Teach it how to expand in a way that can live and have value in this world as an adult. Show your inner child what it's like to know how to also adult. Allow the rebirth. Allow your inner child to come into play in a different way in this world, in a way that can navigate and live life every way as an adult. It's possible. You are sitting in abundance. The gold mine. Exactly like I said. If you need help with this, and with this mindset and perception, please hit me up for a service, a reading, a session, or a shamanic service or something. Okay? Please do that. Possibility. Raise your standards. Elevate your expectations. You have unlimited potential. All right? I love you guys. Thank you so much for donations, reciprocity of energy. If this helped you, services, PayPal information, email information, service information. The only thing that's not is my shamanic services, so you can email me about those. They'll be coming out soon, though, but you can email me in the meantime. All in the description box below. Please also read the disclaimer. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell. So that's also your way of contributing, is liking the video and commenting. I would greatly appreciate it. Plus, I love reading about you guys and connecting to your energy. But I love you guys. I'll be seeing and talking to you soon. Bye.